Just bringing you back on here, folks. We're on what used to be the old Pacific Highway, the main road between Brisbane and Sydney. Now, this is what semi-trailers and wide loads and everyone used to have to drive on. And this is called the Burringbar Range. And I used to love driving up. Well, when Wendy and I first got together 40-something years ago, this was the highway. And Wendy's parents were in Grafton, so we'd come and visit regularly, you know, with the kids when they were little. And the Burringbar Range, I loved it in the car. Didn't really do a lot of biking back then, more off-road biking. This was the bane of our daughter because she used to get car sick. So we remember this road well. I think it's well and truly a biker's paradise as well. And I remember this corner. But you can imagine it wasn't fun for trucks. Up and down the gears all day. Speed limited to 80. I bet you they catch a few people speeding on here. Nice houses down there in the beautiful farmland. There's your bikers. Why would you ride on the highway when you can ride this? We had a gentleman come and talk to us while we pulled up in Yukon, asking about the Ryker. You know, was it fun? Was it this? Was it that? And basically, if I could put it as simple as possible, if you're coming from a motorcycle to a Ryker, you have to expect the steering to be the major difference. You've really got to work at the wheel, at the handlebars to get yourself around corners. Whereas on a motorcycle, you don't do anything. There's no input. You just lean into the corner a little bit. You push on the bar a tiny little bit and you're through the corner before you know it. You don't even know you're cornering. Whereas on the Ryker, you physically have to put a lot of shoulder, a lot of elbow into the steering. You've physically got to push hard to get it to go around corners. And it's not a problem. It's just the way it is. And I think for a motorcyclist, that would be the biggest thing I could say. You've got to put a lot of effort into making a turn. Whereas a motorcycle, there is no effort. And if you have never ridden a motorcycle, you know, an elderly person or whatever, you want to take up the Ryker, you wouldn't know any different. So, yeah. But if you're a motorcyclist and you're getting a bit old and a bit rickety like myself, and you've decided you don't want to, hang on, I've got to see where, I'll turn off here and we'll see where we're going. And you don't want to worry about motorcycling anymore, but you still want to enjoy a bit of freedom. Yes, the Ryker is the way to go. But you will have to put some work into turning. Okay, you right? So there we have the township of Burringbar. And all the time I've been travelling that old road, many years, 40 years or so, I've never been in here. So yeah, you don't look at your own backyard sometimes. And you really should. Once in a while have a look at it. Because you might find some gems that you didn't know about. Like Yukai. Like Tyalgum. And some roads that are well worth exploring. A lady in Yukai was telling us about the floods that went through back 2 years ago, 22 I think they were. 1 metre higher than the previous, which was 2017, which was also 1 metre higher than the ever record that was kept there. So that's amazing. Floods are getting worse. Jacarandas are beautiful. They're really flaring well this year. Alright, we're coming into Moobal, Moobal. Why it's called Moobal? Well, don't know. Used to be a Moobal cafe down here that we stopped at many years ago. And there it is, the Moo Moo Roadhouse. The Moo Moo Roadhouse, folks. Yeah, so again, this was the highway, the main road between Sydney and Brisbane on the east coast. There's a push bike ride that got there. It's called the Rail Trail. And there's a couple of push bike shops back there, so they're taking advantage of the tourism regarding that one. You can ride along the rail trail. Alright, we'll get you back a bit later when we get down near Mullumbimby, I think is the next stop. Yeah, Mullumbimby, I think we're going to pull up and have some lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Me again. We followed the old highway down. We turned off into Billinudgel. Funny name. And then along this road, it's just called the Pocket Road, and it's sort of like a detour off the highway that runs west to Main Arm and then back to the highway again. So it's just a scenic run as far as we're concerned. We've never been on it. Let's have a look at it type thing. And it's just a lovely little ride. Interesting little ride through the hills, through the valleys, through the farmlands. That's a camphor laurel tree. They're everywhere. Camphor laurel as far as you can see. There's Some beautiful homes and properties out here. Oh by golly, it's windy. Which won't please Wendy. Wendy hates the wind. Anyway, there you go. Get you back when we get something nice. Okay, I've got you back again. We've just only come a few kilometres and we're into this rainforesty type of a bushland that is so much cooler. So much cooler than it was a minute ago. It's amazing. Again, I can only say explore your own backyard because you might have stuff in it that you never knew about, like this. Still less than 2 hours from our home. Oh, about 2 hours. Driven past it umpteen thousand times while commuting back and forward. Never knew it was here. I mean, it's not a perfect road, it's a bit rough and bumpy, but scenic wise, wow. There's a car sitting behind Wendy. That'll make her happy. Lots of houses out this way. I mean, up till a minute ago there were houses left, right and centre. There's driveways all over the shop here. Crikey. Okay, which way do we go? We're gonna, oh dear. We're going to pull over and look at the map. That's what we're going to do. No, I'm lost. I don't know what that road was. It goes back into Mullumbimby and then we go down Coolamon Scenic Road. No, we'll go to a table. Well, there should be something soon. Oh, I just look at my lens. It's got a big poo on it. Welcome ladies and gentlemen, we've pulled up at a lookout, I think it's Coolamon Lookout. It's on the old Pacific Highway that used to run between Brisbane and Sydney. And there's a nice little view of a bit of the east coast. And over there on that lump there's a little lighthouse and that's Cape Byron, the most easterly point on the Australian mainland. And oh, there's a Wendy, and there's her beautiful bike over there. There you go, guys. Some pretty farmland.
I don't know what that beach is.
No, I don't know what that beach
That's
is.
not Byron Bay.
No.
But there's beaches all along the coast.
Some beautiful beaches along this
There's
coast.
a bit of a nice scenery out this way too, if you want to go and turn around.
Okay, I'm going to turn around.
There's people sitting over there.
Yeah. Okay, we've got some really good countryside out this way as well. We just came along this road And there's some beautiful homes on there, I can tell you. Oh, what a country we have when you look around and find it. All right, let's keep travelling. Welcome aboard, everybody. We have pulled into this little town called Federal. We went into the Federal General Store and Post Office just there and purchased a drink. Nearly needed a second mortgage for it, plus a 40-cent surcharge for using a card. Boy, COVID taxes really hit hard. Everything is so expensive now. Is that just because I'm old? I don't know. But it's a quaint little place. Some eclectic residences. And on the way here I was charging the camera. We should have filmed some of it because my goodness, some of the properties would have been multi-million dollars. Yeah, they were on Friday Hut Road. If ever you're in the district, come and visit. A beautiful ride, a very rough bit of bitumen, but by golly, the houses. So we're just doing a little look around here at the houses on this circuit. And they are good, bad and otherwise. The good, bad and the ugly. Well, I suppose the bad are ugly. Quite a few for sale. Wendy's got hair in her ear, she said. It's called an eyeball. She's got something in her eye, she said.
That's not a new estate.
So that's Federal. It's not big. Yeah, this is a bit like what it was like coming back up to Federal from Bangalow. This sort of road. It was like this for much of the way. There's a vineyard up there. Wendy and I were having a conversation earlier over lunch regarding this sort of trip, travelling away, doing some exploring. Now last night at the pub we spent as good as $200, let's say, for accommodation, a drink. $31 for 2 drinks. I was a little shocked. So anyway, $31 for 2 drinks. The meals were 58, and the accommodation 120. So a little over $200 Australian for the night. And we're sort of thinking, now if we had a tent, and I know we've got swags. The swags are heavy and they take up a fair space on the back of Wendy's bike. But if we had 2 little tents, much lighter, much smaller to pack up, we've got our mattresses. I've got a blow-up pillow. Look, pillows aren't heavy, they just take up a bit of space. We could camp for probably $40 a night at a caravan park, you know, average 30, 40, 50 ballpark. So you've got your shower and toilet. Generally you've got a camp kitchen. Oh, that's a property and a half down there. Oh yeah. I couldn't afford the driveway. I seriously could not afford the gravel to do that driveway. Yeah, so if we camped at a caravan park, $30–40 a night, say, we took our, what do you call them, reconstituted freeze-dried meals, camping type meals. They're quite nice, we've had them a few times. Just add boiling water, a muesli bar maybe, and you could get away with for $60 a night. 60, 70 maybe, as opposed to 200. That means you've got to stay away 2 nights or more, 3, for the price of 1 night at a average pub. Food for thought. Food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. Although, yeah, you wouldn't have an alcoholic beverage. Camphor laurels everywhere. Wow. The rolling hills of northern New South Wales. Building, oh wow, wow. Yeah. The latest Range Rover ever built is pulling into the biggest house on the road. That's alright. If you're rich and you know it, clap your hands. Beautiful road though. At least this one's smooth. The one coming up the other side, oh boy. So many wealthy people living on it. How is it so rough? You think the council would have been approached many times to smooth it out a bit? Or do they not want it to be smooth so people like Wendy and I don't go up and down it looking at their houses? If it gets a reputation of being a rough-ass road, no tourists will go on it. Okay, we're back to the Bangalow-Lismore road. This is what okay, so this is Friday Hut Road, the southern end of it. We took the northern end of it up to Federal and came back another road, just as you saw. So this is what Friday Hut Road was like heading north as well. As rough as can be. Oh, it's truth. Like, a dirt road would be smoother. A corrugated dirt road would be better than this. My goodness, what is it with Friday Hut Road? Oh, strike a light. Like, you're probably not seeing this, ladies and gentlemen, but this is just ridiculous. Oh, it's got a bit better. And chooks on the side of the road having a good scratch. It's some sort of plantation, macadamia by the look of it. Yeah, macadamia, Pacific Farms. Wow, that's all macadamia. Holy moly, what a property. Oh my goodness. They got a waterfall there. Jeepers creepers, Batman. What the... There's no money in macadamia, is there? Yeah, there's a little macadamia processing plant up there. Wow.
Good morning, everybody. You have us on our trip home for just a few minutes to say farewell. That is the end of our journey, and to look out for the next one. We're in a place called Woodburn. We've talked about Woodburn before. We've been through it, I think, but we've talked about it in the sense that the flood, ever since they built the bypass, there was a flood, and not only did the poor little town have to contend with losing all of the highway traffic, and there was a lot, it had to contend with a major flood, which had never happened before the bypass. So we're just having a little ride around Woodburn to show you. It's a beautiful river. Now, we could have made it home last night, decided not to. We were both a bit weary. It picked up to be quite windy, so we thought we'd give Woodburn a little bit of our money and help them out. Well, it was the Rod and Reel pub. I don't suppose it needed helping out, but every little bit of patronage helps. Now, I'm not going to see, sorry, I'm just distracted here because I've not been along this little road before, so I'm having a look at what the houses are like. Now, the Rod and Reel is the pub along the main road, so the old highway. You can tell I'm not long awake, I tell you, I'm all over the place. And we thought, yep, and it was cheap by today's standards. Now, what they've done, they've managed to get it back up and running as far as the rooms go. Now, it was a double bed in a 2.5 by 3.5 room. And the double bed was pushed up against the wall, and then the little bar fridge, which was lovely that they had one, was sideways. There was a little bit of you could almost call it horizontal folk dancing going on to move around, but hey, it was clean and somewhat comfortable. There was a large screen TV. They had managed to get all the rooms refurbed, but not the bathroom at this point in time. As in, it wasn't an ensuite, it was shared bathroom facilities. Okay, I just had to stop talking while I'm looking at that intersection. Well, shared bathroom facilities, and it was old. Now they did work. It was a shower over a pink bathtub, but look, everything worked. There was nowhere to hang a towel really. Oh, there was one hook, but hey, they needed to get back up and running, and that's what they've done. And it was sad actually, because the window next to in our room, a great big window, We'd looked out at the back of a shop that has never recovered. Look, to tell you the truth, it might have gone years before the flood. I don't know. I'm just assuming that the flood took that shop, and we're pulling over here. I don't know why. I'm still chatting. I'm just still chatting.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been a bit useless and the commentary's not that great.
Oh, you want to do it again?
No, because the people will understand. Won't you, people?
So keep going on here and before we go on the highway, stop?
Yes, all right.
Okay.
Ta. Sorry, people. We're just saying goodbye and turning it all off. But of course, I'm still carrying on. Yes, I'm feeling a bit sad for that shop if it was the flood, because it looks like they've just walked away and everything's been left. So there's a piece of land there which is perfectly good, it's just in a mess. And maybe they just don't want to ever risk that again, and you can't blame them. But anyway, this is Woodburn. We're heading home. It's a little bit cool actually, riding. And I'm sorry for the way I fiddled around there. I'm still a bit sleepy. So thank you for watching. The first video has already been uploaded and there is a lovely comment already. So thank you very much. We do love you all. We appreciate you watching, and we look forward to our next journey where we can talk to you again and show you more of our beautiful country. And the next trip hopefully will be down towards Gloucester and the Barrington Tops. Oh, it is cold. So I'll just go along until we pull over and turn all the equipment off, and you can just keep looking at this scenery. Now there's some cows over there. I have a car behind me, I better get a move on. The bike has performed beautifully, by the way. One thing I will say is that when we're going through the curves and S-bends and turns through the mountains and whatnot, it actually feels a lot faster. I feel like I'm going a lot faster than on what I actually am. Which it never felt like that on Little Rebel. But the performance, it's been wonderful. I'm used to it, I'm comfortable. And I'm at the stage now, I suppose, that as much as I loved Little Rebel, I think it would be hard, given the amount of riding the trips that we do, it would be hard to go back to a 600. But that's not taking anything away from a 600, because I firmly believe after travelling... Shit, where did he go? Oh, there he is. After travelling long distances, Little Rebel does the job. Okay folks, take care all. See you next time around. That's a nice ending, isn't it? Someone's put rubbish on the road. No, that's disgusting. We'll look over this way. Bye everyone. Wave bye.
Bye everybody.
Folks, I know I have already said goodbye. I've called into Maclean to have a coffee. We've taken you here before, but for those that have never seen, Maclean is downriver from Grafton. This is the Clarence River, the mighty Clarence, which then heads down to Yamba, out to the ocean. I just thought it's cool, which is weird, but I just thought that it was such a nice looking scenery that I had to show you seagulls having a little look at me here. Just show you up and down the river here at Maclean. I like Maclean. It's a fishing village really. It's a town, actually it's a town. I shouldn't say fishing village, but there's a lot of fishing that's done from here. These people I think are about to leave in this beautiful big catamaran. It's been fiddling around for a while. The sky's a bit dark there. So I just thought it was such a, there's Tom. He's not looking at a map though, he's having his coffee and contemplating the world. Yeah, so this is part of Maclean, which I would very happily live in. No, that fella's, I thought he was going to take off. He must have not long arrived because he's just leaving. Lovely way to get about though, isn't it? Oh, I just heard a fish jump. Oh no, I didn't. It was those kids fishing and they're throwing their line in. Okay. Thanks, folks. Bye. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, Holden. There you go, that's still going.
Wow.
Really, these people aren't leaving, they're arriving. This is them here.